Hello and welcome to the Arkansas Weather Blog. We are your ticket to big weather events, and I got concerned. We're coming out of the deep freeze. We're going to get some milder temperatures. That the cold tries to come back in later this weekend, and all eyes are on next week. What happens on Tuesday and Wednesday? There will be, all the modeling shows, a very significant storm system affecting the Mid-South. It shows it affecting the plains, right through Arkansas, east to northeastward. All right, so we know that there's going to be a precipitation producer. What kind of precipitation is the key? We have, again, all the data shows it's going to happen, folks, but what type of precipitation? One model says one thing and the other says the other. So it's got the storm, but the details still have to be ironed out. The specifics have to be ironed out. And it's Wednesday, January 29th, and we're talking about something that's 5 to 7 days away. So, of course, there will be differences. That goes without saying. There has to be differences. Rarely do they ever agree this far out. But I do think that all forms of precipitation, rain, freezing rain, sleet, snow, all of those at this point in time, both are a possibility. Both. All of those precipitation types, definitely a possibility as we go into next week. If the storm track goes further towards the north, then you're just talking about rain and thunderstorms. If that storm track goes further towards the south, then we're talking about wintry weather. And if I had to place my bets on it right now, if we were in Vegas, wouldn't that be nice? I would bank on the southerly track. Things can change. I've got a lengthy video here which shows you all the specifics. Okay, first thing of the two models I'm going to show you, it's going to be the European. This is the 0Z run, which means it was initialized at 0Z today, which was 6 o'clock yesterday evening. So anyway, it's the latest data. And basically, we're going to get that warm up. We're coming out of this deep freeze, and what you see in the black lines, those are isobars. You see the Arctic high here. Where is this valid? This is late today, Wednesday. I'm recording this Wednesday. So the Arctic high has slipped on off towards the east, and you see the return flow setting up. Just remember this in this video. When you look at the European, the light blue line right there, that's the 35-degree isotherm line of equal temperature. So where you're seeing that line 35 degrees, everything east of that basically is colder than 35 degrees. Everything west of it is warmer than 35 degrees. The dark blue line, that's the freezing line. That's the 32-degree line. So that's also, as you would know, very, very much on the important side. All right, here's the European. We're going to get a warm-up, but this is Friday, and we got some nice warm air, some clouds, maybe some showers trying to come in, again, according to the European. But you're already seeing evidence here, the frontal boundary and cold Arctic air trying to drill southward down the plains already. So you're already seeing the next batch of cold air coming in. And the Euro shows some rain coming across the state, and it's getting colder again by Saturday afternoon. And the Euro also has another wave of moisture coming in on Sunday. It's cold, mainly just a cold rain, but you notice here's that 32-degree line right in here. And everything north of that, we got some frozen precipitation northwest, north central Arkansas on Sunday. I'm not quite sure how that's going to pan out. I believe the GFS has got some disagreement with that. But the main thing I really want to keep an eye on here is what's going to happen with an overrunning situation that develops, let's go up to 168 hours. This is on Tuesday afternoon. When I mean overrunning, what you have here is a southwesterly wind flow in the upper levels. You're looking at the surface here. And at the surface, if you look at the top of the screen, there's high pressure. You're getting, this is a setup for a very wintry scenario. When you can get high pressure from the northern branch pumping in the cold, low-level, dry Arctic air, and moisture coming in from the south. You got a boundary here across the south, and you got moisture overrunning that from the Gulf and from the Pacific. So this is the 32-degree line. I mean, it's doing some weird stuff here, but it's covering much of central northern Arkansas. 35-degree line. Now, this is the colder of the two between the European and the GFS, but this is showing a heck of a lot of frozen precipitation across Arkansas. Whoops, I'm sorry about that. Where you see these greens, it's showing the greens, the reds, and the blues. That's showing you the amount of precipitation over the previous, I believe, 6 hours. Yeah, showing 6 hourly precipitation. So that's significant. It's showing over 6 hours from noon Tuesday to 6 p.m. Tuesday. It's showing around 1/4 of an inch or more to 1/2 inch across southern Arkansas in just during that 6-hour time period. And look at that whoops, I'm sorry. The freezing line, I know it's hard to see here, but it looks like it's draped across southern Arkansas. I'm trying to It's hard to pick out, but it's draped here. So everything north of this is frozen according to the European. Now, don't get your hopes up just yet because the GFS paints a little different scenario. But I mean, this is just, folks, this is not good. I'll tell you that right now. This is late Wednesday, and Arkansas is getting hammered. Here's the surface low. This is a perfect track. If you love winter weather, this is the perfect track. It's right along the Louisiana Gulf Coast, and it's tracking towards the east-northeast, and all this precipitation is falling in the cold sector. I mean, there's mega snows coming down here in northern Texas and southern Oklahoma back into Arkansas, and there's probably a variety of I'd have to look at the temperature profile, but you may be dealing with some icing concerns as well. Now, like I said, that's just one computer model. Let's look at the GFS. The GFS, this is Tuesday morning, and it shows something similar. The overrunning, it's got the storm, and I don't have the temperature profile, but I can load that on here real quick. Not the temperature profile, I shouldn't say, but let me just bear with me for 1 second. Let's look at surface temperatures. Bounce back here. By the way, the Euro was from weatherbell.com. This is from WSI here. Let's go. All right. We're at Tuesday at 6 a.m. showing heavy precipitation. You see these blue lines. That's the Arctic high is up here towards the north. The cold air is bleeding in on the northeasterly wind flow. This blue dashed line, that's typically a good indicator of the rain-snow line. But you know, this is what it's saying here is all this basically here is snow, and then this could be something else. But let's go out here on the temperature forecast and see. Oh boy, I'm comparing apples and oranges. Let me go back here and look at the 6Z because I'm doing the 6Z data. 12Z on Tuesday, which is Tuesday morning at, there we go, right there. All right, so it's showing the 32-degree line. So yeah, everything across northern Arkansas, northern, northeastern, northwest Arkansas, that would be frozen. And it's not as cold as the European by any stretch of the imagination. It keeps that 32-degree line draped across northern Arkansas all day on Tuesday. And then Tuesday night, now this is important because I'm going to go back to the precipitation maps, but this is Wednesday morning at midnight, and it's got the 32-degree line dropping into southern Arkansas, so we'll have to see if there's still some precipitation coming down where the system is, but you know, it drills the cold air down into Arkansas. So now let's go back to these precipitation fields. This is late in the day. Okay, see, it's moving it all out. By the time that the storm system is, it's holding it over portions of Georgia and wrapping the cold air in, so that you saw that freezing line sinking towards the south, but the moisture has moved out. So there's quite a bit of a difference between the GFS. The GFS is your, it's wet, it's got the storm system, but it's definitely a scenario that is warmer. The European is just an all-out snowstorm and ice storm for much of the Mid-South. So again, don't panic, don't run to the grocery store. A lot of times, neither one of these are correct. These are the operational models. A lot of times, neither one of these are correct, and it's something in between. So I think that it's safe to say right now that you can't just say, hey, it's just going to be plain old rain. For some parts of the state, yeah, it could be just plain old rain, but I think we're going to see a variety of precipitation types next week, Tuesday, and into Wednesday. Again, both models have the storm, but they differ on the details. This is Wednesday. I'm recording this at 10 o'clock, and this is next Tuesday and Wednesday. You're talking about something that's 5 to 7 days away. So, of course, you're going to have differences in the specifics. So, but I like to show you everything that I'm looking at. I don't hold back secrets. I just let you know what's happening. And just lay it all out there for you and just say, hey, I'm going to keep you covered right here on the Arkansas Weather Blog, and I'm going to keep you updated on Twitter, and I'm going to keep you updated on Facebook. We are the Arkansas Weather Blog, and we are your ticket to big weather events.